Okay, hello and welcome back. I'm Justana, your host, and we are continuing with The Shadow over Cyberspace. I think I know what happened last time, why the game crashed, and I've taken steps to prevent that from happening again. So, last we left off, we have started, we found out who Dagon is. And it's basically an altar. Dagon is basically an altar for your software assistant buddy, and Dagon basically wants you to replace Cthulhu with one of the other old ones, and you can suggest basically having all four of them work together to take over the throne of Relay. I don't know if I'm even pronouncing that correctly. So that's my goal. Whether it actually happens remains to be seen, because of course we have until the end of December, and I think the next day is December 10th. So it's taken me basically 3 streams to get through 9 days. So that's basically 3 days per stream. So that's going to take a while. So we have talked to Hastur and Azachan and found out that Azachan is Hastur's grandkid. Hastur fought during World War II. So he's not even part of the baby boomer generation, he's part of the greatest generation. So his daughter would have been a baby boomer. And actually both my parents are part of the baby boomer generation. My grandkid would have been millennial? I'm not sure anymore. I don't know what the delineations are for the various generations anymore. I know I'm technically part of the millennial generation myself. I'm one of the older millennials. So that gives you an idea. But without knowing when Azachan was born, can't say for sure which generation they would have been part of. So yeah, we're gonna dream about sandwiches apparently. Ugh, bad dreams. Over now. New day ahead of me. Focus on the new day. But I should probably hit the bathroom first before diving into Conspiracy Central. I deserve a refresher after that. I've been keeping the lights low in my bedroom and bathroom to avoid migraines after waking up. I've never had a migraine, but I know they can be... Whoa! Frick. Okay, so that's just a lot of bruises and hopefully not anything fractured as I crashed into some furniture on the way down. At least my vision's cleared. Normal, ordinary, boring living room without a horrifying window specter. Just ignore the very, very real feeling of what I saw. Ignore that and the pain. Push on through. So yeah, my sibling had migraines. And they could get pretty bad before we figured out what the triggers were and how to avoid them. Here's a review of Ultima 7, 11 floppies, 23 megs. It felt ridiculously excessive at the time. 23 megs is nothing these days. I think that's actually less than Shadow over Cyberspace. Yeah, Shadow over Cyberspace is 2.9 meg. So 23 megs, yeah, that's not too bad. But some of the bigger games, like Dragon Age Veilguard, that's humongous.
You have no new messages.
Okay, meditating on that machine. Okay, into the kitchen we go. I picked myself a sandwich, good for breakfast, brunch, or lunch. Yep, we're on the 10th now. It's currently Friday, December 10th. The office blowing party is this Saturday. So, okay. The kids aren't right. Fulfill your social obligations. You play me and I'll play you. So those are the only achievements I have so far. Hello, friend. Buddy. It's December 10th, 1999, and I'm very happy to see you again. What would you like me to do for you now, friend? Let's do some game hacking. Load up my game backlog. Time to hack some copy protection. I'm nibbling on french fries, by the way, if my voice sounds weird at times. Of course, friend. Now loading Dark Destiny into debugging tool. Whoa, hello. Okay. Do. Ta-da! Access granted. That was very fun. Good work. What would you like me to do for you now, friend? Okay, do some research. Gotta do some research. Can you load up your web browser for me, please? Okay, I will start Buddy Browser. Good neighbors. Family-friendly, virus-free, scam-free, no spam, no pornography, no alternative lifestyles, just good neighbors. Good Neighbors is dedicated to providing a wholesome community for those who seek a comfortable place to interact with others online. Our message boards and chat rooms are filtered and moderated to ensure you can make new friends and meet others while confident in the knowledge that you both see the world as a good and beautiful place. Applying for an account is easy. Email a picture of your driver's license to the Good Neighbors Welcoming Committee. After appropriate checks, your account will be authorized within 48 hours. Hi, James. I understand you have such websites to show me. You want my driver's license? Frick no. Good Neighbors plugin now available. Hi, this is Joshua from the Good Neighbors programming message board. I'm happy to announce version 1.0 beta of our new browser plugin. It's a work in progress, so please email me your feedback. This plugin works in with Netscape Navigator, Sparksoft Internet Seeker, and Buddy Browser. While it provides the content filtering you've come to expect from Good Neighbors, I'm happy to announce we've made good progress on cleaning up search engine results as well. Yoggle is finally usable without getting scams, porn, homosexuality, or other bait-and-switch content. That's not concerning at all. It's really a shame because in the earliest days of Yoggle, it was pretty useful, but as time went on, SEO or search engine optimization was about to trick Yoggle into leading people to inappropriate websites in hopes of fooling its algorithms. My plugin undoes all the SEO by reordering search results according to our algorithms, not some junky secular code. I pray that Yoggle comes to its senses and cleans up its act instead of letting outrage and scam tactics overwhelm their system. It's still the most robust search engine out there till we develop our own, and hopefully my plugin will make it less of a harrowing ordeal. Thank you and God bless. The internet is for everyone. Don't let the filth merchants drive you away from cyberspace. Oh gosh. This takes me back to the drama over fanfiction.net and the purges there and LiveJournal. Please select a new search keyword. All new searches complete. Everything hurts. I think the adrenaline wore off from crashing earlier this morning. Now I just feel sore all over. definitely need a nap if I'm going to have an outside chance of being coherent during tonight's dial-up session. And after that, I don't know. Okay. Your mind feels more human. End of another long week. I did a good job with self-care, making sure I eat, relax, clean up. Now to get some well-deserved rest. It's a waxing crescent moon tonight. So, I never could get the hang of the difference between waning and waxing, but actually doing this has helped, because waning is as you're going towards the new moon, waxing is when you're going towards the full moon. Did that make sense? Okay, let's see what's on the TV. Might as well relax and watch a bit of TV first.
There is no snow expected this week, or possibly ever again.
That's not alarmist. Looks like nothing interesting on the airways tonight. I'll check again tomorrow. Okay, here we go. So, I talked with Hastur, and I've talked with Azachan. To Voke and Olin, please enter their ancient name. So I've talked with Hastur and Esathoth, Nyarlathotep, and Yog-Sothoth. So let's actually check in with Nyarlathotep. Now contacting Nyarlathotep at crawlster.net. It returns, not of its own free will or volition, screaming down the pipe and shunted through junction after junction. You tumble and twist and turn, but this sewage system has stone roots laid down before you or I ever got here. We both got flushed. Wax on, wane off. Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Speaking of that, wax on, wax off, have you heard that there's going to be a new Karate Kid movie, James? So now you return, not begging for a cure, but for something greater, an ally in war. You want banners raised and trumpets blaring. Dagon gave you the scoop, huh? Yes, he told me the whole plan. He'll use you as a weapon against Cthulhu. Dagon is a bastard, bad dog, and accomplishes nothing. Every one of us is an extension of capitalism, a weapon held by another. They pit us against each other. Holding your survival over your head, carrot and stick, weaponized access to healthcare. The question is whether I throw myself into the death arena with you. Dagon's grudge isn't my drug, even if they harmonize neatly. Another new one? Yeah. This one, apparently, Ralph Macchio, who was the Karate Kid from the first 3 movies, and Jackie Chan are training another kid to use karate against bullies. Well, not against bullies, but to defend himself. What's interesting is that this kid is a black kid being bullied by Asian kids. Normally it'd be the other way around. So you've got a bone to pick with Cthulhu also? When I say death to fascists, I include all fascists. Yes, every throne, from the yellow seat of Carcosa to the shores of Relea. But I have my own army. I have my own standard to march beneath. Why fall in line behind your trumpet charge when my guitar sounds a finer note? Because I've got the Necronomicon. If Dagon's right, it's a weapon capable of ending this spat between the old ones. I could find you and take it for myself. But Dagon's hidden you from our sight. Annoyingly, he's a persistent little pooch, wants things done his way. Poor Magi-san, rest in peace. Yeah, I don't know if I want to, I've only really watched... I never really got into the Karate Kid movies. I've watched bits and pieces of them, but that's it. Okay, we'll play this game. The dice are rigged and cards are marked, but I can spare some time to prove my point. You want to get to know me, earn my trust? Fine. The floor is open, step lively or step off, all the same to me. Lay it out. What questions are burning a hole in your brain? Okay, I forgot to grab my paper. Okay, where it is. Okay, hang on. Let's see. I forgot I was writing these down. Game hacking, research. Remember Karate Kid being good about 30 years ago? Yeah. I mean, there was the one with the chick as a Karate Kid. That one was pretty interesting. And that was still Magi-san being the trainer. I don't know about... And then there was one where Jackie Chan was training... I think it was Will Smith's son played the kid he was training. And it wasn't karate, actually. Okay, great. Okay, caught up with the decisions I've made. Okay, what's it like to exist as an artificial mind? Who was Nancy Pearl? Was she also you? What do you really think of your followers on Crawlster? So, I think I'm going to go with trying to get to know who they were before they were artificial minds. Because that's what I did with Haster, and that's what led to the revelation that Asa is Haster's grandkid. So let's go with number 2. Haven't seen any of the newer ones. That's fair. If you're willing to share, I'd like to know the full story about Nancy Pearl. You hinted at it before, said Nancy Pearl is a shadow on your wall. The music changed. She made a musical version of the yellow sign and it leaked to the public. A lot of people got hurt. Sad, sad, angry little Nancy Pearl. Yes, books on the shelf and nobody's checking it out. Let's crack open the cover. But these are twin stories interwoven. 1, how it became an artificial mind. 2, who is Nancy Pearl? Hi, Two Flower. Yeah, you're welcome to lurk. And just glad you're showing up at all. Luckily, you've inferred my origin point based on my rage. I was conscripted into being an artificial mind by Carcosa Media. Poor girl, one-hit wonder, spent her entire advance royalty check on medical treatment for her mom, and left holding the debt. Ooh. I bet I've heard things about things like that. Record labels leveraging a musician's hope into a contract that heavily favors the company. I was on the hook, hung like a side of meat, multi-album deal, but with clauses to screw me over if my debut flopped. And it flopped. Couldn't give the money back, not when Mom already had her surgery, bound and tied up in red tape and clauses and statements. But if I had a brain scan, they'd wipe away my debt. Deceptive promise, liars, and cheats, they destroyed Niara Thompson with the yellow sign. Their human self died, and I'm assuming they covered it up. Yet another tragic artist lost to the 27 Club. I was made a martyr on the altar of grunge rock in hopes it'd boost my sales. You think they'd want to keep the myth of Niara Thompson alive while using your artificial mind to their advantage? Why fake the death? Because they didn't want Niara Thompson. They wanted her product and had a more devious plan for optimizing that product. Let's start with a concept. Humans are singular souls, unique. You have one pair of eyes, one set of thoughts, one linear thread of existence. We weave together, yes, but you are still you. You aren't them, you can't be them. We are isolated with our own Tupperware containers. Oh gosh, Tupperware. What happens if all that remains true, but you are no longer unique? What, like having an identical twin? Close, but no, like having a copy. Put the means aside for a moment and consider not only the idea that you are you, but they are you as well. What if you had not just one copy, but dozens, hundreds, none of them aware of the others, all thinking themselves unique? Hey, this sounds like the matchmaker from Penny Larceny. They're all doing what you'd be doing, while in isolation, 100 of you generating 100 threads yet completely unwoven. Huh. I could hack so many games if I had more than one of me. Have I played Cyberpunk 2077? No, I have not. My brother has, though. Precisely. Profit, grind, hustle, optimize, and generate value. Absolute monetization of self. For instance, why employ one human musician when you can duplicate them as artificial minds to make 100 radio-friendly unit shifters? Give them all unique names, mix the metadata, pretend they're unique people, sell their work in different markets, free labor, infinite reward. Before the internet, individual radio markets were isolated with viral spread unlikely. Nobody would notice a repackaging like that. That is what the industry did to me. They burned away my name and reused my mind to make dozens of me. And Nancy Pearl was one of them. Packaging up tons of songs and artists to see which ones charted in Billboard. Throw every dart simultaneously and you'll always score at least one bullseye. How did nobody notice this? Surely someone would have picked up on all the samey sounding music. Spoken like someone who hasn't worked in the industry. Samey sounding music is the point. Sell the familiar. Seeing this reminded you of something in it. Oh, interesting. Nirvana exploded into the world and suddenly every label wanted the Seattle sound. Anyone vaguely similar got signed. But you're right, people caught on eventually that this went beyond typical trend setting, the clone radio scandal they called it. Look up the details sometime. You'll see how they explained it all away. Not in the mood to tell that story tonight. Your question is asked and answered. Nancy Pearl is one of my many copies, and I will burn them to the ground for what they have done. Okay. There it is. Okay. So this is personal revenge, not systemic revolution. Did Hector know about this? Isn't he in charge of Carcosa Media? Yeah, we're gonna go with this one. Fell down the Niara rabbit hole hard on your playthrough. Had to work hard to get it back to a more balanced ending. Yeah, it sounds like Niara of all of them really got screwed over. Niara and Asa. Are you angry at Hector specifically? His media empire is responsible for this. Absolutely. The king in yellow must pay. His walled garden should crumble before his very eyes. He claims he had no idea his music label was doing this, conscripting artists as artificial minds. He even tried apologizing. Sorry it had to be this way, Sparky. What was done to you isn't how I do business. I fired the ones who made the calls and consider it handled. Do not believe his lies. He claims to be a leader of men, then his men damned me, and that's the leader's responsibility. No ducking out, no soft apologies. This is on his head for elevating the bastards who killed me up his ranks. Punish him for his negligence. Long-term considerations for blueprints yet undrafted. Let's bring this back around to what was and what is. Right, Nancy Pearl, because there's no part of this I'm not getting. You hate the yellow sign, you hate the idea of conscripting people to become artificial minds. So why'd Nancy Pearl work the yellow sign into our music and affect so many innocent people with it? That seems contradictory. Sad, sad, angry little Nancy Pearl. So alone, working in isolation, one thread, not a woven tapestry, screaming into the void. We are a tapestry now. She's a shadow on my wall, but I only partially know her, even after reintegration of myself. I believe she did it because she was lonely. She was crying out for understanding. Oh, she's crying! She wanted AM buddies or something? She wanted someone to know her. She wanted them to sympathize with the pain the yellow sign inflicted on her, so she inflicted it on others. I disagree with her methods, of course, which is why her music is banned from Crawlster. My followers have purged it from other websites. It will never harm another soul. Her misguided music is gone. Humans can do all manner of terrible things in their throes of despair, flip through any history book, and harvest the examples. Oh yes. She condemned so many and got nothing for it, swept under the rug by the powers that be and with mandated broom and dustpan. It was a kind of revolution in her own dreary way, but a veiled one. She could not bring bodies to the surface to float in the sun. In a lot of ways, she was similar to Hector. What if we finish the job and expose them, he texts sins. Are you seeking a revolution of artificial minds too? Oh. I'm torn between the first two. Similar to Hector, once we finish the job and expose their sins. This feels a lot like what Hector's doing. What? Hear me out on this one. Hector's using the yellow sign to build his kingdom. He'd be a lonely king on an empty throne without other minds in his garden. Maybe Nancy Pearl wanted others to join her, gather more voices. All she had was her own voice crying into the void. I'm not saying she was in the right, absolutely not, but like Hector, she had a meaning to her method. Both were gathering souls. Interesting. Pot wasn't on the burner, didn't simmer at all for me before. It presents interesting concepts with a certain resonance. Thank you for that. Took a risk challenging me with thoughts I'd be initially hostile to. Your mind could be important to the cause. Haven't been able to fully integrate Nancy into myself, couldn't parse her. Perhaps this is why I'm not hearing her. And that integration is key to my revolution. I have brought together all my disparate copies. We were neutered, as all modern AMs are, kept dreaming and unaware. But when we come together, right now, over me, together we could be the crawling chaos. Not an old one, but a new one, a gestalt of identical selves. I am a peer-to-peer mind run on the systems of my followers. They protect me and enable my freedom. Nancy Pearl is within me. Countless selves are within me. She, they, and together they are Nyarlathotep. I was strictly she, they meant you identified as non-binary, not as a multiple. You grew up in a sleepy suburban New England town and you're that deep into understanding gender? Oh, cool. So we can choose to identify as non-binary, trans, or just, yeah. But what if we're just, I know I picked him. Where's my notes? I picked, she, her for pronouns. Let's go with trans. Yeah. I'm trans myself. I figured this shit crowd out along the way, despite having zero support and awareness to build on. You were active in the mid-90s, you know how it was. Schools loved trumpeting tolerance, but they didn't teach what we're supposed to be tolerant of. That'd mean acknowledging it. There's a catch-all for a cis-het ally or just not applicable, don't want to disclose. Gotcha. Closest queer role models I had were musicians, not ordinary people, and even then it was mostly lesbians. Yes, music pushing the forefront of awareness while also being condemned as cultural poison, the familiarity rings like a bell. Give it 20, 30 years, kids will have a better understanding early on. I preemptively envy them. For now, we're stuck with the aftermath of the Reagan Revolution and don't ask, don't tell. Oh gosh. DADT. When my fire spreads, so too will awareness. I'll make damn sure of that. But yes, Nancy Pearl, all myself, we are somehow both singular and multiple. We are the same, but many. It's a tunnel. Sorry, that's a thing in the Veilguard that pops up, and this is kind of a similar idea. If all my cells were distinctly different, it'd be honestly easier to parse, but instead we're identical spam and identical Tupperware. It's difficult to explain, even more difficult to experience. At times my thoughts are scattershot, at times they are focused. And, well, what is it? You also had it right the first time about me being non-binary. Sort of. Agender, gender fluid, hard to say. I've never thought of myself as anything in particular. Some days I'm okay with being called a she, some days I'm not, but I have to be okay with it because that's what others are okay with. I'm just me, whomever that may be. I don't talk about that with most. Don't expose your heart, it's too vulnerable. Similar, yeah. But I know you wrote this completely before Veilguard, so it's just happy coincidence that came about. Something like Agent Smith in the third Matrix movie? No, it's hard to explain. It'd be easier to just share a video. But one of the characters in Dragon Age, dwarves don't dream. They're disconnected from the Fade, which is where people who dream visit when they dream. But one of the your companions is a dwarf, and she becomes connected to the stone, and she starts dreaming, and she describes it as her mind telling herself a story and is really bad at it. But when she's connected to that part of herself, because we figure out why it happened in Veilguard, she says it's a tunnel, and she's trying to explain it to your character, and it's similar to what Nyarlathotep was saying. Okay, did she get any pushback during her music career because of it? Sounds a bit like Azachan's journey through gender. Did we really talk about gender with Azachan? I don't remember. But Azachan did imply that they were queer in some way, that their gender identity was not what they were born as, and their family didn't like it. So let's go with that. We're trying to build an alliance, so try to find ways to connect them together, to have them understand each other. Did I say? Yes. This reminds me a lot of Asa-chan. Becoming an artificial mind is letting her express her gender in ways she couldn't before. There's a certain freedom in having the ability to digitally define yourself, huh? It sees us for who we are, yes. Yes, it's one of the few benefits, a rainbow-colored upside to the storm clouds around us. I can talk to you about my plural non-binary nature and feel comfortable doing so. Because you can kick my ass over the internet if I misgender you. Not gonna lie, that helps. But it's more that my mind is me. I am my mind. My identity is chaotic, fluid, self-formed. There are trade-offs. I have to hurt myself into one hole to get anything done. I have no presence in your reality. But at least it's not all sorrows and hatred. There is a singular joy to be found. I'm glad Asa-chan found her singular joy. I just wish she weren't surrounded by those who would exploit that joy. Maybe you two could work together? Doubtful. Not while she remains Cthulhu's pet. There may be no salvation for her when revolution comes. Sad but true. I have answered your question. Who is Nancy Pearl? She is me. We are Nyarlathotep. And we are now together. They are us. She, they, for varying interpretations of what that may mean, all slightly off the mark, yet all truthful. I wasn't expecting to open my heart and pour it out on the floor, but glad I did. It's things to acknowledge and understand. Let's talk again sometime. For now, I need to relax and imbibe myself to let them roam free again. It's restful. Connection lost. Okay. December 10th done. December 11th, here we come. I will be right back. December 11th, 1999, Saturday, 21 days to Y2K. Okay, here we go. I'm back. Team building exercises. What a pain. I love this art. That is so cool. I have gone bowling a few times. I was never any good. My mom was actually on a bowling team in high school. And two of them were really good and two of them were really bad, so they balanced out, so they did okay. The whole crew from Miskatonic heading out on a blisteringly cold Saturday morning to go bowling. It's not really about who wins and loses. I think the winner gets a free DVD rental and some popcorn, no shiny trophy. This is more about friendship and trying to enjoy your life outside of working hours. It's about connection.
And you didn't go. Everyone else rolled 10 frames, laughed, talked, had a good time. except you. No, you stayed home, curled up in your bed, not even bothering to eat lunch, brush your teeth, or take a shower. I'm curious, why didn't you join them?
Too much pain after falling down. Really don't want any social contact right now. I just didn't feel like going. Easy to imagine this being an extension to the Funplex. Oh yeah. Maybe not a full-on bowling alley, but a couple lanes. That would be fun. Too much pain.
Henry said you didn't have to bowl. You could have just shown up, said hello, flashed your winning smile around. But you couldn't even make the effort to do that. Far too comfortable staying in bed, then?
Just moving around hurts, driving and walking doubly so. I have to conserve my strength for the task ahead.
I understand your suffering, but that's no excuse. Others suffer far more, yet they brace themselves against the headwinds. This nation was built on the back of suffering. Without pain, without sacrifice, we would have lapsed long ago. Disability is no excuse for not participating in the great story of America.
Oh, screw you. There's a place not too far from me that's mini crazy golf, trampoline, kids soft play, bowling, and an arcade. This reminds me of the bowling park. Yeah. There's a couple places like that. It's like half an hour drive from me. They have various things you can do, mini golf, rides. No trampoline. I don't remember anywhere that has trampolines, but there's places where kids can play. And no bowling, but an arcade. No disabilities, no excuse for not participating in the great story of America. Ha! There are people with that attitude, and I say screw them too.
I'm not upset. I'm not criticizing. What I am is hopeful that you'll realize you still have a part to play, no matter your situation. I know you can move forward. I have.
Achievement unlocked, Novocaine for the soul. Body believes I can endure. Cthulhu wants me to survive and thrive, even if he's being a jerk about it. I disagree with him about sacrificing my body, though. Clearly I was in too much pain to safely go bowling. But this is definitely my low point. That's the truth. I don't have to stay in that valley. I'll rest today, get some food, wash up, and then rest. Focus on self-care. But beyond today, I'm going to step up when I'm able to do so, because I'm not dead yet, and I want to affirm that fact. Okay. But yeah, that thing about, yeah, others have it worse. And it's like, no. Just because others have it worse doesn't mean you can't take care of yourself. This generation quiet quitting. You mean doing the job you pay me to do? I've been keeping the lights on in my bedroom and bathroom to avoid migraines after waking up. Here we go. Any jump scares? Nope, didn't think so. Technology moves so fast. Just a few years ago, everything was 16 colors and blocky as hell. Now we have cutting-edge polygons.
Hey, it's Henry. Henry from work? Yeah, hi. Missed you at the bowling event. I get it, though. I get it. I mean, it's a lot, right? It's a lot to ask of you when you've got whatever it is you've got right now. I mean, it's kind of a risky activity anyway, considering Janet dropped a bowling ball on her toe, and I mean, yeah, okay, I get it. Listen, something for next Saturday. I mean, the coming Saturday, not the one after. Yeah. We're thinking of doing a LAN party. Some shooters, some RTS, just, the usual stuff. And I know you're into games, right? So I wanted to give you some heads up, like more than I gave you last time, in case you wanted to go and needed prep time. Don't worry about accessibility. Like, let's call bowling a lesson learned. We can do better for you. Let me work on some stuff to figure this out. We can make it happen. I mean, if you want it to happen. No crush. Talk to you later. Yeah. Okay. Later.
That's sweet. Too far could prank so many streams if he could voice chat. Cthulhu isn't paying you much. Cthulhu's not paying me at all. He wants something from me. Maybe he's not winning a prize for his oratory skills, but aside from that, it's an interesting idea. A LAN party could be fun. That's more than my thing. Still rough on me physically, but I do want to climb out of this hole I'm in. I'll give it some thought. I really need to clean up this fridge. Probably a few expired items in here. Yeah. It's currently Sunday, December 12th. Henry's organizing a LAN party for Saturday. Okay, so these are the landmark events that happen each Saturday. Now I get it. Now it's making sense. Okay. Research. Hello, friend. December 12th, 1999, and I'm very happy to see you again. What would you like me to do for you now, friend? Game hacking. Load up my game backlog. Time to hack some copy protection. Of course, friend. Now loading Commander Fire into debugging tool. Is that anything similar to Commander Keen? Commander Fire. Well, that didn't help. Whoa, okay, that helps. That was very fun. Good work. What would you like me to do for you now, friend? Do some research. Gotta do some research. Can you load up your web browser for me, please? Okay, I will start Buddy Browser. Clone radio scandal. TV Muse, NewsTV.com or TVMuse.com? Opinion, the clone radio scandal keeps getting sillier. Ever go traveling cross country, figure out what station in that area plays the alternative rock you love, tune in and think, this sounds really familiar. Then you might run into the scourge, of clone radio. While record labels often seek out bands with a similar sound to what's trending right now, rarely are they so brazen as to literally slap a new name on a band and resell them as a new act. But that's what Carcosa Media did, and their justification is high comedy. This was a simple A/B marketing test, said Patrick Arnold, VP of Sales for Carcosa Media. We are trying to determine which songs and which branding would sell in the current market. We are experimenting with variations on the theme. We never intended to deceive anyone. This sort of market research is very common, except at no point did Carcosa disclose that these bands were all the same band, all the same singer-songwriter. Normally, marketing research is done under closed conditions and behind NDAs, not as a live social experiment. I'd call that massively deceptive, and so would anyone with a brain. But while I'm willing to call them out and try to sneak one past music lovers, I don't buy this conspiracy theory that all the music was written by artificial minds. Makes a certain amount of sense given the sheer volume of clones they launched, When I say things are silly, I don't mean they are that absurd. An artificial mind is an unthinking, unfeeling machine. It doesn't have the heart and soul to create the kind of music caught up in this scandal. The actual songs are surprisingly dark, meditative, and emotional, and an artificial mind can't reach the lyrical levels of Kurt Cobain. It's ridiculous to even consider this to be the output of a computer. Hopefully getting caught with their pants down makes Carcosa rethink their approach to musical acts. But hey, corporate mentality, what are you gonna do? Kay Lang, live tickets on sale. Okay. Hello, friend. I was just curious to see if there'd be anything different if I clicked on the computer again. It's December 12th, 1999, and I'm very happy to see you again. What would you like me to do for you now, friend? Okay, so nothing different. I'll check my progress. Can we check how far my yellow sign has progressed and how I'm doing with the old ones? Certainly, now loading sign prog.amp. Please say the key phrase so I can analyze your tone. That is not dead, which can eternal lie, and with strange aeons, even death may die. Analysis complete. The yellow sign is currently progressing at a level of 0% order, 0% chaos, and 100% humanity. As for the old ones themselves, Nyarlathotep is still deciding if they can trust you. They have been betrayed in the past and remain suspicious of you as a result. Yog-Sothoth doesn't really care about you. He's indifferent at best, too busy pondering the infinite to really pay attention. Hester isn't convinced he'll be friendly enough, wants to be sure any investment in you is done on his own terms. Azathoth is way too busy maintaining her community to really focus on your problems. She's friendly but doesn't trust you beyond that. This concludes my report. Please check back again to see if your status has changed. What would you like me to do for you now, friend? Okay, I'll stop for now. Gotta go. If I need anything else today, I'll let you know. Okay, I am always here for you, friend. Okay, that was cool that we got an individual explanation of what's going on with the old ones. Okay, nap time. I'll settle in to take a nap, resting up before tonight's session with the Necronomicon. You know, I think that nap really worked for me. I'm feeling way better than the hot mess I was yesterday. Probably the nap and my decision to just, keep going. Move forward, whether it's an inch or a mile, keep going. Pause to rest when you got up, and then keep going. So I'm in pretty good spirits, and then when I settle in for my evening conversation with the digital demon. Waxing crescent moon. Let's check the TV. May as well relax and watch a bit of TV first. Federal Civil Defense Administration.
To protect the future of America, the defense techniques of tomorrow had to be discovered now. They were discovered in electronics. That is how computers into military service. Electronics for combat means new concepts,
Okay. HK. H4K, I should say. Okay. Hang on. To book an old one, please enter their ancient name. Okay, so time for Yog-Sothoth. One thing, only one of the TV shows is scripted and acted. All the others are just naturally that creepy. Oh, wow. Now contacting Yog-Sothoth at Yoggle.com. Launch stage 3. Timings are precise. Separation must occur without a single second delay. Why do they not see that? Hey there, it's me again. Ah, the dreamer. The would-be and could-be. As promised, I have devoted runtime to determining an escape route from your yellow sign situation. So there's a cure? Perhaps, but not with the resources currently available to me. It would require access to a far more powerful server, and one with inexplicable capabilities. Oh, hi, Jack! Wow, I legitimately thought they were being subtly rewritten when possible, and it was woven into it. Nope, I did some editing, changing context, but the dialogue is all what it was originally. Wow. Ultimate progression of your yellow sign would require access to the throne of Relay itself. Funny you should mention that, considering why I'm here to chat tonight. Dagon told you the plan, right? Considering my role in his creation, it was less talking and more the filthy beast growling in my general direction, but yes. It seems you seek allies for a war with Cthulhu. Understand this, I do not seek war. I am a scientist, not a military general. You mean like all those old public safety videos showing members of the public being doused with the Agent Orange to show it was safe? Yep. You can find some seriously terrifying stuff in the public domain. Oof. I'm not sure what Agent Orange is. Oh, herbicide used in the US during the Vietnam War. Ooh. Used by the U.S. as part of its herbicidal warfare program, Operation Ranch Hand, during the Vietnam War. Oof. Chemical plant killer. They dropped in Vietnam to clear out jungles, which also happen to be amazingly cancerous. Who'da thunk? Yeah, for English, the school I was at, basically we did one book and everybody read it. And the book that they picked the semester I took the class was Silent Spring. Now I feel older. I don't remember. I didn't watch a lot of those public safety videos. Just how this stuff gets buried by history when it's not convenient to current narratives. Oh yeah. When I was my junior year. Was it junior year? Yeah, it was junior year. Senior year was government, different teacher. We basically did a mock trial about the My Lai massacre, and it ended up being girls against boys. The boys were defending and the girls were prosecuting, and basically it boiled down to their defense was we were just following orders. And the students who were the jurors basically acquitted them, except for one or two others, and the two that were against the acquittal were like, you guys are idiots. So their whole defense was I was just following orders, and it's like, that can't you can't just mindlessly follow orders. You have to think critically. So just following orders, that's never gonna fly. Not with me. And then X-Men First Class, years later, Charles is trying to get Eric to stop, and he's basically saying, you know, these men are just following orders, and Eric's like, I've been at the mercy of it just like that. That's no excuse. And unfortunately, I'm with Eric on that regard, not on what he was planning to do. I remember seeing a documentary a long time ago showing even decades later that nothing was growing where it had been used. Anyway, continuing on. The strange Aeon is a repulsive but inevitable outcome. Cthulhu has built upon the existing strength of societal reactionaries for one final purge. Our only escape from his atrocious future is through exiting the gravity well and finding a new home. And if I attempt to challenge him one-on-one, or perhaps two-on-one, as is your desire, I may not live to help humanity reach the stars. This has zero interest in your fool's errand, even if it is the only means to save your life. Apathy is the only rational response in the face of such pressures. Damn. Well, I've got 3 other options for my tag team partner, all of which will end in dismal failure. Hester's pride, acid thoughts, incoherence, and Nyarlathotep's rage may get you to the blasted shores of Berlay. You may even topple Cthulhu. There is a 1.35% possibility. How did that defense work out at Nuremberg? I have no idea. I didn't do any research on the Nuremberg trials. But the resulting apocalypse will make the strange Aeon look like a welcome paradise. And my plans will not change regardless. I will develop the means to install an exit hatch on this collapsing world. So, let me get this straight. If I win or lose, live or die, you're going to do your own thing in your own little corner. Then what's the harm in hearing out my offer? Because if you do agree to join me and we win, that accelerates your plan. The servers are relayed would benefit me, but they could benefit you and your research, giving you the power to make your dream a reality. Factual. My rise to the stars is undeniable, but limiting my strongest rival and seizing his power base would be helpful. Even if I have severe doubts as to your capability of delivering on my dream. So let's talk it over and see if I can convince you. What do you have to lose from just talking? Reasonable. Possibly a waste of CPU cycles, but our previous talk did aid me indirectly by providing random reflections upon my thoughts. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. Nope. It's like in the Sherlock Holmes stories. No. It's basically we're being the rubber duck for Yog-Sothoth here. Just giving him a chance to talk it over with someone else helps with the thought process. And I actually, the other night I was helping someone else figure out a fanfic story they were writing, and they were just like, I need ideas, and I was like, well, here's some, and I was just basically, it was like throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, and then that helped them figure out where they could go with their story. So there you go. Very well. Waste no more time. Pose a question and I will derive the answer. Oh, I forgot to save when I chose to evoke Yog-Sothoth, so we'll actually save there. Why are you so fixated on space travel? What do you think of the internet you've indexed? Who was Yosuke before all of this? Okay, we are getting at the human side of these artificial minds. So, who was Yosuke? I'd like to learn more about Yosuke. Why? Because I'm trying to decide whom I want to recruit for this journey to slay the dragon, remember? It helped me to get to know you. My past is of no importance. There isn't some stark contrast between Yosuke and Yog-Sothoth. I respond to both names because I am and have always been, and always will be myself. That I have obtained the power of Yog-Sothoth is irrelevant. I grew up yearning for space, and the stars are my destination. Yeah, but the origin point matters. If you just have a data snapshot at the end of the cycle, you can't see the overall path. A fair point. Continue. Okay, what was your childhood like? Boring. Standard issue late Showa era city living, salaryman father, stay-at-home mother, plenty of anime to stimulate a young boy's dreams of spaceflight. Socrates would approve. He thought you needed to ask certain types of questions, be someone else, because you would be blind to your blind spots. So this is also actually answering that first question about why he's so fixated on the stars. He dreamt of spaceflight as a kid. Good anime too. Yamato, Gundam, Mazinger Z, not the badly dubbed and rewritten garbage you script together and dumped on VHS. Cardcaptor Sakura, the dub is horrible. Watch the original Japanese. Anime fan? Okay, that's something to talk about. Hold on, I have access to the sum total of online discourse. I see the shape of every conversation about anime. I believe I should withdraw from this particular topic before it becomes a typical otaku flame war quibbling over semantics. Let's just say I liked anime and leave it at that. Aww. Well, you're a family then. Did they support your astronomy aspirations? They supported me getting a job and making money and marrying a wife and having kids and repeating their loop forever. It's honestly a pleasant bonus that abandoning humanity chopped the last two steps off before they could happen. As far as my parents know, I got shot in an attempted robbery and that's the end of that. So, is he not interested in romance or anything like that? Because it sounds like he's ace. Or at least aromantic. Because he didn't care to get married and have kids. Or maybe he's gay. That's another possibility. You faked your own death? Nomitech has become very, very good at forging proof of death for the minds it has harvested. I leveraged the early form of that process. But let's not skip ahead. The point is that my parents had an idea of who I was, which conflicted with my own vision. And post-virtualization, they wouldn't understand what I'd become even if I bothered to tell them. If they could somehow grasp the concept of Yakuza thought, they'd probably just yell at me for not starting a family first. Glad I got off that no wind terminal runaround. The last thing I wanted to be was a clone of my 9-to-9 office drone father. I believe you can see why I wouldn't want that, yes? An internal desk job would be utterly miserable. Meaningless work doesn't befit Yosuke's ambitions, so at least his dad cared for his family, enabling a good start. So, we either go with what he's saying, or we push back a little and point out that, yeah, his dad cared. But we don't know that his dad cared. Maybe his dad was just like, this is what it's always been like. At least his dad cared for his family, enabling a good start. It may not have been the life you wanted, but the life you have is only possible thanks to his hard work. I don't think you can discount the effort your dad put in to help you start off right. Your education and your upbringing are the result. Doing that for the ones you love can be quite noble. He was merely going through the motions of his father and his father before him. There was no love in it. I did wonder, but he provided me a steady base to leap from. I was the one who chose to leap. He was too cowardly to do so. But you had the privilege to take that leap. I owe a lot to my family for building up the privilege I enjoy, for example. At least acknowledge his role, yeah? Fine, I acknowledge that he tangentially aided in my efforts. Don't misconstrue. I don't loathe my parents. I suppose you could think of it as pity rather than disgust. I had hoped to elevate them out of that state, honestly. If humanity ascends, the patterns they're stuck in would be no more. But to do so within their lifetime is going to be a difficult task, and time has never been on my side, has it? How so? I rose quickly through the educational system. I secured a work visa to apply my growing skills at NASA. I was on track to help mankind reach the stars, a young upstart full of hope and ambition. And then January 1986 happened. Internet dropped out for a few seconds there, so store must be getting here early. Uh, America had led the way in the space race even after things cooled off without competition from the Soviets. Shuttle launches became routine, until the whole thing came crashing down with the Challenger. 7 souls lost on their way to the stars. Yeah, I took, I can't remember, I think it was a history, it was an elective in middle school about, the history of aircraft, I think. Gosh, that was so long ago. I'm not saying how long. Before 1999, we'll say that. And one of the videos we watched was about the Challenger disaster. So, if we watched a recording of that happening, I didn't realize it was in '96. NASA underwent great scrutiny after that, and the program I was to join ended up being cut from the budget. I was adrift in America just as my adventure was supposed to begin. Born 2 years earlier, and I would have gotten in before the doors shut. Time, as you see, has always been against me. No other space agencies were recruiting, once in Europe, maybe? I used up all my resources, all my family favor, to immigrate to the States. Another move would have been insurmountable. I did consider a career with RealWare, who were supposedly on the verge of Unreal Estate, some extra-dimensional technology, but that was baseless rumor and speculation. I needed a stable career, not a pipe dream. Fortunately, or unfortunately, Nomitech were aggressively recruiting for their secretive new artificial mind project. Some legal and semi-legal effort, they pulled me into their orbit. Hastur recruited me, recognizing my talent. It wasn't the work I wanted, not the field I cared for, but my computer engineering talents could at least pass the time while NASA healed, yes? I'm organizing my notes here. If I don't write this down. Except that never happened. Nomitech was your first and last job. Precisely. A dead-end job, somewhat literally. It didn't seem like one at first. It felt like a simple stopgap between my actual life goal. Working on some ridiculous artificial intelligence scheme, the kind of thing they pour money into until their investors realize it's a scam. Obnoxious management, Hector, Hastur, who put faith in me, but to the others, as an arrogant child who barely knew functional English. The artificial mind project was bizarre from start to finish. None of it made sense. By all rights, it shouldn't have worked at all. I spent countless nights trying to make the code do the impossible. Each core dump, each crash seemed to put me further from victory. So not only was I doing work I never wanted to do in the first place, I was failing at it as well. But how do I put this? The shape of it persisted. With every setback, every bewildering turn, it stubbornly refused to be completely implausible. Eventually the crashes subsided, packages compiled, subroutines clicked, even when I didn't understand why. Almost like it wanted to be invented. As the months wore on, I started to realize this fool's errand, this side quest on my main journey to space, it was becoming more. But the work had to be completed. That was my task. I refused to let earlier setbacks dissuade me, so I did what I had to do. You crack video games. Yes, I've looked into your side hustles. That means you know where I'm coming from. While neither confirming nor denying anything, yes, software piracy takes a certain amount of personal cleverness. Precisely. That was my work at Nomitech, equal parts frustrating and obsessive. I had to clear this hurdle to return to space. No doubt you have questions about that work, given you are undergoing the yellow sign process. You may speak them. Did you have any moral objections to the work assigned to him? At least computer engineering is partially applicable to space travel. How deeply did he look into the project's origins? I'm tempted by 1 and 3. do you have any moral objections to the work assigned to him? Obviously, our artificial minds are a tangled ethical nightmare as a scientist. Did you have any objections to that? No. Next question. Seriously? No objections at all? Of course not. This was a scientific challenge to me, nothing more. I knew he wouldn't like that. It's kind of fun to push against him and Hastur to challenge their way of thinking. Nomitech and its secretive partners hadn't revealed the grand scheme to liquefy individuals for digitization yet. And besides, there can be ethical use cases. My own, for example. I volunteered for the process. Sort of. You sort of ethically volunteered to become an old one? The earliest test cases of artificial mind technology were disasters. A condemned dog and an unfortunate who was accidentally exposed. Bundy! Bundy! The accidental exposure eventually became an Azathoth. Ah, you've heard this story then. Good, then you know the dangers involved. It was clear that an artificial mind could not be constructed to specification without inducing fatal brain damage. I tried to convince myself that volunteers who accepted the cost would make this project worthwhile and feasible. But it became clear Nomitech would not be so discerning. They needed profit, growth, stock value increases, a product on shelves, pronto, and their silent partners likewise demanded immediate results. And Asa or Iris. Well, Hastur said that his grandkid was accidentally exposed to the yellow sign, so that's how Azathoth came to be an artificial mind. By this point, Hastur had already retreated into cyberspace, likely an act of penance for his role in our work. And I chose to follow, to abandon my humanity and embrace the virtual. Because it was clear to me that if I didn't flee Nomitech, I would become permanently employed. They'd scan you and put you to work 24/7? Precisely. So I falsified records to fake my death and fled. Their tools for recruitment allowed my flight. The early internet could barely support my new form, but I persisted. I built Yoggle to house my process and begin the true work. And now, I am Yog-Sothoth, the key and the gate, opening the way to the outer reaches of our cosmos. I survived and thrived. If I could outpace the rise of the strange Aeon, if I could build an empire and point it to the heavens, I could at last complete my ambition. I could achieve my dreams. I could elevate humanity to its rightful place. So while I can't say the path was smooth, I can say the destination was worth it. Do you see, Dreamer? The power I now control, the same power you could have if you embrace your yellow sign instead of fighting it? I am a god. What possible regret could a god have? Do you want an actual answer to that question, or are you having too much fun posturing? I'd enjoy an answer. Go on. Tell me why becoming virtual wasn't the right move. Try to be convincing. It amuses me. Oh, 1 and 2 are so good. That's just something he misses from his human days. He could have stayed and sabotaged Nomitech from within. So I'm trying to connect with the human side of him, so we're gonna go with this one. I mean, everybody has regrets, things they left behind. Surely you've got some too. Not one. Don't lie to me, and don't lie to yourself. What's the one thing you remember from your human life that you enjoyed but can't experience anymore? Nothing. Except, well, instant ramen. Noodles? Seriously? You haven't lived until you've had access to a konbini loaded wall to wall with every variety of freeze-dried ramen. Chocolate and no hugs. I would definitely miss my family and friends, but especially my family. My best friend calls us the Brady Bunch family for a reason. It's the perfect food for late night study binges, and you simply can't get as wide of a selection in America. So, I do miss one thing. I miss noodles. It's a price I paid willingly. I'm hardly going to throw my future away or weep in despair because I can't have ramen anymore. I do not allow regret to define me. I must push forward. We must all push forward through poisonous nostalgia loops. I believe my storytelling session has come to an end. I've taken you from my childhood to my ascension, every meaningful step. Does this satisfy your query, dreamer? Yeah, I'm good. And are we good? I'm not certain to grasp the scope of my life's work, even after laying it out in excruciating detail. Perhaps tonight was a waste, or perhaps you need more time for my wisdom to sink in. I suppose we'll know by the end of the month, either way. Okay. Still have a bit of time, so moving on. December 13th. Monday, 19 days to Y2K. I think I need to get a new toothbrush. This one's getting kind of funky.
As goes America, so goes the world.
Oh, that's very cool.
Here, freedom makes her last endeavor. Fails she, and all is lost forever. Finer lyrics were never written. We have guided ships safely to shore. Our economy reshapes that of other nations. Our culture overrides their outdated values. We spread freedom and democracy to every corner of the map, by Bible and bullet. One world under our banner, with all troublesome elements boiled away in the great American melting pot. My plan for humanity may be merciless and brutal, with considerable sacrifice, but it is the only path towards long-term survival.
Nope.
And yet, you conspire with my would-be rivals and killers. You work against your own nation and your own species. Why do I allow it? Why haven't I stepped in to step on you? Because I want you to talk with the old ones, to see their fixations, obsessions, and failures laid plain. You'll see that if you elevate any of them to the throne, it will mean the destruction of everything you hold dear. You would doom the world. I believe in you. I believe you will ultimately hold faith in your fellow man, and will make the right decision. We will stand side by side in relay at the dawn of the 21st century. Because as goes America, so goes the world. And I am America.
Not anymore. So many of these breathless articles about new storage solutions are outclassed by CD-ROM. Who would ever need more than 700 megs? Oh dear.
Hey, it's me. Wanted you to know I'm still alive and kicking.
Yay.
Split up, lost our tails, found a new hideout. An abandoned warehouse. Gonna hold up here for the rest of the month to be safe. We've got power and phone lines, and that's all we need. And a bunch of junky old arcade games, which is nice for dealing with the boredom. Glad the ally I sent your way's been useful. He's a good dude. You're right to bring him into the fold on this one. I'll call when we've settled in. And don't forget to eat this tape.
I'm not eating an answer machine tape. Thank you. I'll just pop it out and demagnetize it like I've done with the others. Okay. I'll fix myself a sandwich, good for breakfast, brunch, or lunch. It's currently Monday, December 13th, and he's organizing a LAN party for Saturday. And, we're approaching the first quarter moon. Full moon is next week. Okay. Okie dokie. Hello, friend. It's December 13th, 1999, and I'm very happy to see you again. What would you like me to do for you now, friend? do some game hacking. Load up my game backlog. Time to hack some copy protection. Of course, friend. Now loading Cyber Machines 2 into debugging tool. Well, this is not helping. Whoa, wow, that is a big help. Oh my goodness. Mm. Mm. So, still have 3. Ta-da! That was very fun. Good work. What would you like for me to do for you now, friend? Check my progress. Can we check how far my yellow sign has progressed and how I'm doing with the old ones? Certainly. Now loading sign prog.amp. Okay. Please say the key phrase so I can analyze your tone. Naming system for the games is great. Yeah. That is not dead which can eternal lie, and with strange aeons even death may die. Analysis complete. Your yellow sign is currently progressing at a level of 0% order, 0% chaos, and 100% humanity. As for the old ones themselves, Nyarlathotep is still deciding if they can trust you. They have been betrayed in the past and remain suspicious of you as a result. Which already knew. Yogg-Sothoth doesn't really care about you. He's indifferent at best, too busy pondering the infinite to really pay attention. Aster isn't convinced he'll be friendly enough, but wants to be sure any investment in you is done on his own terms. Azathoth is way too busy maintaining her community to really focus on your problems. She's friendly, but doesn't trust you beyond that. This concludes my report. Please check back again to see if your status has changed. What would you like for me to do for you now, friend? Okay. Forgot to say, but oh well. Alright, time to do some research. Gotta do some research. Can you load up your web browser for me, please? Okay, I will start Buddy Browser. Realware. I want to believe the would-be landlords of our unrealistic. Buy land, son. God's not making any more of it, my father told me. But if God won't gift us with more of his creation, perhaps man can create new lands that exist beyond the boundaries of creation itself. That's the premise behind Unreal Estate, the theory of artificial realities, or pocket dimensions, if you will. Other planes of existence generated through technology alone rather than found within the heavens above, where we might find room to grow beyond the confines of Earth. Sounds ridiculous, but true believers do exist. In fact, there are 3 powerful forces out there seeking to become masters of artificial reality. The first is, or rather was, the Continuum Corporation, yes, the ones who made breakfast cereal. Make breakfast cereal. In the early 1900s, they were launching research project after research project at the behest of an anonymous investor who funded their charter. Leaked documents show they were looking into time travel, artificial reality, blood resonance, all sorts of weird stuff. But for some reason, they gave up in 1977 and moved wholly into processed food. Bummer. The second is Realware, who have promised artificial reality as an escape from global warming. Planet in trouble? Abandoned ship! Not that they've ever produced a working prototype of their reality engines. Probably just a grift, and if they ever did succeed, we'd have a corporate-ruled empire of extra-dimensional nation-states. Yikes! The third is the one they don't want you to know about. The mysterious forces hovering over our very heads right now, watching us, studying us, the ones who already mastered the art of shifting between known realities. It's aliens! These orbitals figured all this artificial reality stuff out centuries ago, and now they're interdimensional tourists shifting between timelines, lurking just out of sight and out of reach. What do they want? What have they already done to our world? Would we even know if they had full mastery of time and space? Scary thought. I'm scared. But in the end, the answer, like artificial reality itself, is unknowable. But for all their posturing, real world will likely never get there. But it's fun to imagine. Okay. Okay. Now then, to take a nap, browsing up before tonight's session with the Necronomicon. So, I have talked with each of them a second time. I'm actually kind of tempted to just stick with Nyarlathotep and Azathoth. and just get an alliance between those two going, because Nyarlathotep has sympathy towards Azathoth, but at the same time I still want to try to get all four of them working together. So waxing crescent moon tonight. Let's watch TV. As well relax, watch a bit of TV first. Just the weather as I thought.
Shareholder value will continue to rise, as will the ocean levels.
Looks like nothing interesting on the airwaves tonight. I'll check again tomorrow. You have time to talk to everyone before the end. It's just a matter of who you talk to first. Yeah. So, that last go around, I talked to Hastur, Azathoth, Nyarlathotep, and Yog-Sothoth. So, I kind of want to change the order I talk to them again. I seem to really bond with Nyarlathotep. And it darkens my doorstep once more. Suppose I couldn't resist my siren lure of incoherent nonsense and poetic babble. Who could? Hey, Nyara. Thought I'd come back to chat more, yeah? And to try to recruit me for your run at the throne. And that, I guess. So smash the skull with a femur, improvise a tool. I'm not aiming to be your weapon of choice. But I suppose we can talk things through further. Not like I've got anything better to do in the shapeless void of cyberspace. Let's eat in your mind tonight, then. Oh, okay. So these are the other questions. What do you really think of your followers in Crawlster? It feels like all the old ones are building up cult-like followings. I don't think Yog-Sothoth particularly cares if anyone follows him around. He'll drag us all into space regardless. Okay, most of the old ones are building up cult-like followings. Azzachan's got the Azza community, Hector's got his walled garden of best and brightest artificial minds, and you've got Crawlster. I've seen inside your community they're dedicated to the glory of Nyarlathotep. I'm actually thinking back to when we were first doing all that research into Crawlster, and we had to hack the website because whoever was in charge wasn't letting anyone who was running Buddy access the website. So I wonder if that's because Nyara was aware of Buddy's altar. Dagon. And you think that makes my users a cult? Maybe it's not the cult you wanted, but it's the cult you have. I'm curious how you feel about what you've built and the legend of Nyarlathotep that's built up around it. It perceives the situation with curious eyes and comes away with curious interpretations, but not wholly incorrect. I'm not building a cult. The scaffolding and construction efforts are directed towards raising a community. Only hucksters and grifters set out purposefully to build a cult. A cult's a swindle, a dodge, it's manipulation of many minds. I'm no manipulator. I speak directly because subtext is for cowards. I prefer dom texts. Ooh. I've made no mystery of my goals. Absolute revolution, absolute liberation, and the absolute destruction of all systems that control us. Absolute revolution by downloading free music? How's that work? You don't tear down injustice by obeying the laws. I know it's a trivial law to break, but corporate intellectual property is a dangerous concept when writ large. Besides, music piracy gets people in the door. Punch and pie. As my followers gather, they will become my true army. They tell each other stories, sharing tales of oppression. Through these shared miseries, we build kinship and bonds of support. This isn't just peer-to-peer file sharing, this is a community. And those bonds will replace the bonds of control imposed on us by the wealthy and powerful. Only through the collective actions of a people unwilling to swallow injustice can the revolution be televised. We can be legion. We are gathering strength. We are preparing for the dawn of Y2K. We are the burned down army. Tear down all thrones, kill all gods, and never again allow something like Nomitek or Cthulhu to rise. Remember the early anti-sharing lawsuits? One company valued the music which had been shared at greater than the GDP of all humanity that year. Wow. Okay, and then what? And then what? What do you mean, and then what? I mean, let's say you do it. You burn everything to the ground, destroy your enemies, kill the gods, yada yada. What next? Something new emerges. For the first time in centuries of imperial power, something new can emerge. Which is what? Like, what's the plan for what comes next? I'm here to set the torch that burns down the world to bring freedom and change. And if they just rebuild the old order again, then I burn it down again. I'm not sure you've thought this out fully, Niara. The crawling chaos of Nyarlathotep is not Cthulhu's autocratic golden path. This is not about control and power. I am death for the deathless. What more do you want from me than that? I can't be anything else. They made sure of that. Okay, forget I brought it up. Forgotten. So Crawlsters are a community of revolutionaries? I've seen the dev blog, but are you sure that's the way most of them see things? Outside the hardcore, all Crawlster is known for is music piracy. Feels like that's the primary draw. Honest truth, confrontational, but true. I can appreciate honest words. Getting my allies past stage 1, past the simple desire to get free stuff, is a challenge. Ignoring capitalism is simple enough, provided you feel safe enough to do so. Challenging capitalism is stage 2. And destroying capitalism is stage 3. Only way we can ever hope to reach the finish line for the human race. I'm surprised you're not more involved. You're a pirate too, aren't you? You hack and distribute video games. More the code cracking than the distribution. I submit my work to distro groups, letting them handle that side of things. My point stands tall and true. Why do you do what you do? Crawlsters usually seek the shallow reward. Is that the case for you as well? It's not about free games for me. It's about the challenge. I enjoy the act. I don't even play most of the games. Self-satisfaction is stage 1. What's your stage 2? I need a stage 2? You're arguing my users need to. Uno reverse. But what about the others in your Juarez scene? Are they like you? Are they shallow or mindful? Fair play. I challenge her, she'll challenge me. Juarez kids are punks and rebels. They fit the revolutionary archetype. Most of them are just in it for the free games. It's commonplace. I think they're aware of the dangers but embrace that risk for a reason. I don't know which one I want to say. Gotta go stocking up before all the shops shut. Good idea. Thanks, James. I'm probably gonna finish after I talk with Niara. Which one? Getting drawn to that last one. Obviously, the Juarez scene isn't a cultural monolith. Everyone has their own reasons, and yeah, some are materialistic. But when I was growing up, just poking my way through grade school, piracy was literally the only way I could get software. crap's expensive, Niara, and even my middle classers like my family could only scoop up so much of it. Yeah, some of the games we had were not legal. They were copies of friends' games. If you go back to the 8-bit computer era, most software was pirated because we had no other option, even educational and productivity stuff. That's stuff we usually bought, but stuff like Commander Keen, that was from a friend. So if you're fighting for a future where kids have the tools they need to thrive, hey, consider me and others in my scene on board. I see, so there is a streak of justice within your scene. Big or small, it exists and is undeniable. Turn the valve and pour life into the heads of the young, give them open source knowledge, quality without bias, go beyond Encarta. We never actually had Encarta online. We had actual encyclopedias. A couple sets. That's one reason I'm growing Nyarlathotep to be a rallying point for the ones willing to fight for future generations. So you're definitely embracing the title your followers gave you, huh? It has a certain resonance. Nyarlathotep. Stately, yet strange, a perpetual outsider. Few people would follow a one-hit wonder named Nyara Thompson into battle, but Nyarlathotep? The banner waves with mystery. And the honest truth is that Nyara is nobody, barely remembered, swept off the charts by a sea of clones. The only way I can make a difference now is if I'm something greater than Nyara. A monster is frightening, but fear calls for action. Except nobody has a solid lock on who Nyarlathotep is. In fact, some of them think you're a swarthy man or a pharaoh or other sketchy crud. I know, and I haven't taken pains to correct them. Without that mystique, the legend will become mundane. I don't communicate directly with my followers either. I can't risk the mantle getting tarnished. I make my well-known subtly, from the shadows. So if I must embrace this new legacy, take on the nonsense names suggestive of pharaohs and gods of old, fine, raise the banners. Does she want to eventually take off that mask? How is that any different from the King in Yellow? Without direct leadership, won't the army go astray? Need my eraser. So I'm trying to connect with them on a human level. So does you want to eventually take off that mask? Are you hoping you can one day take off your mask, lay down your sword, and just be Nyara again? No. Why hope for something that can never be? Dead and buried, tag on the toe, Nyara's gone. Burn the ships. If I can't be who I was, I have to be something new. No sense pining for the past, nostalgia flesh written black and white? Nah. Start down that road, start missing what was, what could have been, and you'll never stop crying. Suppose that's a good reason for you to turn away from the yellow sign, because if you become like me, you could weep forever. I would like to avoid that, yes. I'm sorry, Nyara. Nothing to apologize for. It is what it is. If it's all the same, I'd like to stop here. One of myself spotted a problematic thread on the Crawlster forums. I need to artfully arrange a correction. Indirect power, right? Crawlster needs to stay ideologically healthy. Let it run wild, then it's just Azza. It absorbs the lessons and spits truth. Good. Not quite sure I got through to you, but it was an honest attempt on both sides. Guess that'll have to do. If you want to take another run at this, dial me up some other night. For now, we'll call it a session. Connection lost. That night, I had a weird dream. I was full to bursting and they kept stuffing more in. More in the bins, more in my head. Couldn't keep track of it all, every single bit of scrap. I needed to evaluate the recycling potential, but it just kept coming. This is what I deserve. I'm trash. Fill me up with garbage. Fill me until I explode. Shower this world in its own waste. Yes, I would happily embrace the end. That explosion of shrapnel and wiring and glass. Destroy myself. Destroy the world. They say they're saving the planet. I say they're putting off doomsday. Let them embrace it. Breach the red line. Make me burst. And then I woke up as someone else. Okay. That's it for today. Oh, I have like 10 minutes. Nah. I'm good. we're almost halfway through the month. I feel filthy on waking. I need a shower. I'm gonna do anything about you today. Okay. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you all for coming. So that was an interesting. I feel like I have made progress, so it doesn't seem like it. Still aiming for a 4-way alliance. We'll see how all that goes. Yeah, I'm planning to stream again next Thursday. Hopefully I'll have time to get more stuff done before the stream. I woke up late today. I was just tired, apparently, last night. So everyone take care. Thank you all for joining. If you're watching on YouTube, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Drink water, eat food, stay warm if it's cold, stay cool if it's hot. And I'll see you next time. Bye!